Today we're going to be talking about how to cross-sell during open enrollment. Hey everyone, welcome to this week's podcast. I am Chad Owen, the Annuity Sales Coach, owner of Retirement Realized Financial and Retirement Realized Agents Academy. This is my sidekick, the Wonder Bread of all breads.
Yes.
Poster child.
I don't know if you call me Wonder Bread because I'm white or if it's because of my shape. I'm trying, or both.
You had to go there, didn't you? Okay, let's move on. So, we know what we're talking about today.
Cross-selling during open enrollment. This is huge. I mean, your background is cross-selling, not Medicare.
Not Medicare.
But we are in the middle of open enrollment for Medicare, and you did cross-sell with life insurance.
Yes.
Specifically mortgage protection and final expense.
And Social Security leads, and you know,
Sure.
some latest, greatest government change and some process for final expense.
Yep.
And I've done a ton of cross-selling.
Well, and bear in mind, it's not just, I've cross-sold. It's you cross-sold at a phenomenal level. Okay, so you came in to a company doing life. You ended up breaking a company record in your first month there. And shortly after that, you
want to know how I broke that record?
You called leads that were shoved away in the corner?
That's true, but I really do believe in life insurance.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen so many people die over the years that their family, just watch GoFundMe.
Right.
You see all these GoFundMe posts of so-and-so just died, we need to help their family. And I'm not mocking that at all.
Right.
That's nice that people want to be generous. But when the family posts it as that's their life insurance, that's a problem.
Yeah.
When you have a heart for someone, you go, hey, you know what, let's see if we can help them, and let's see if, that's great. But when a family relies on GoFundMe to take care of a death, that's a problem. So I really believe in
absolutely.
life
Well,
insurance.
and people, clients, prospects, they sniff out the phonies quicker than anything. If you don't believe in the product you're selling, they will know, and they will not do business with you.
Well, I ask people that all the time. How many agents that sell annuities have annuities?
Right.
How many people that have sell life insurance have really good life insurance policies?
Yeah.
It's not that common.
Right.
Yeah.
But it should be.
Yes.
But thinking back to your time cross-selling, one of the biggest, first thing right out of the gate, we got to hit it. You've got to address the first concern.
Always. And I talk about that all the time. Do not bait and switch. If you're going out to life insurance lead, take care of the life insurance. If you're going out to Social Security, take care of the Social Security. If you're going out for Medicare, take care of the Medicare. Do that first to the best of your ability, and then talk to them about other things.
Yeah.
Now, on the fact finder, you said because of suitability reasons, I just need to ask you a few questions. How much other life insurance do you have? And then how much do you have in qualified funds like retirements? And then how much do you have in emergency funds and savings?
Yeah.
That's how I'd find out information.
Yeah, well, and that was actually the second piece to it, was if you're going in and you're addressing the first concern, you should already be using a fact finder. But if you're going into it thinking, oh, you know what, I'm going to actually try and cross-sell here. I'm going to see if there's a problem, and if I can solve the problem, create a solution, then use a hybrid fact finder.
You know what's funny, though? I found, and this was a little while ago, the other day, I found one of my old fact finders,
Really?
and I'm like going, how did I sell anything with that fact finder?
Really?
Yes, because it was so generic.
Okay.
The questions I have on this fact finder are very methodical and thought out because I've had 17 years. Actually, this fact finder really stemmed from about 6 years ago is when I really did the psychology behind the thought process of why people need to protect their retirement. I've always believed you need to protect your retirement, but that's thought process of why do they not? It's crazy. This one guy on I can't remember where I saw it. I wish I could find it, but they went around asking people, what do they need for retirement? How do they protect the retirement? And when do they plan on retiring? I mean, people didn't know what an annuity was. They didn't know what CD. They didn't know what a stock. A stock is something, for a company. Well, yeah, that's true. But then they thought that, well, the company's always going to go up. Well, we know since 2000, 2003, 2007, 2009. I mean, shoot, we could go back since the inception of the stock market and see it doesn't always go up.
Yeah.
So
no, you're absolutely right.
So when you're in a Medicare appointment, address that first.
Right.
But always make sure, I mean, if I'm going to the doctor and I say, hey, you know what, man, I broke my finger and can you look at it? And he looks at it and he goes, hey, what's this over here? What's that bump over there? It looks like you broke your shoulder too, or your elbow too. What would have happened if he didn't? He took care of this, but he didn't take care of that.
Right.
That doesn't even make sense.
Right.
So if I'm in an appointment, I'm doing a health checkup, a financial health checkup.
Yep.
Now, people ask, well, why don't you sell more life insurance, Chad? Because the client base I have, and I don't know why this is, but they don't have the health generally, or the cost of life insurance at that age is just, they don't need it. Or they just don't care anymore about, hey, I don't passing money on to my heirs at the sacrifice of me spending $300 a month.
Right.
It just isn't worth it.
Sure.
So, that's why. Now, there are situations where I'll do that, but that's because I did their financial health checkup and I go, oh, hey, you're missing it right here. Now, if someone's talking about Medicare, I am not an expert in that area.
Right.
So if someone needs Medicare help, I will refer them. I do have someone that takes care of my Medicare clients that need that. I don't get any override or anything from that. I don't get that 15 cents. And so Medicare people know what I'm talking about. No. Medicare used to be a very profitable, very lucrative thing because they deserve what they did.
Right.
But nowadays, they've just cut it down to bare bones, and I feel for them. It's hard.
Yeah, I get it. Okay, so we're talking, you always address the primary concern.
Always.
Use a hybrid fact finder.
Always.
So if you know you're going to be cross-selling, ask the questions
necessary.
Have those. We do. We've got one for life insurance. Medicare,
it's the same thing. I mean, if you're the hybrid fact finder would be for anything you're cross-selling.
Okay.
So it doesn't have to be, well, I need one for Medicare, I need one for long-term care, I need one for, it covers everything.
There you go.
Specifically how I designed it.
And then you want to creatively open the door for the conversation. One of the best ways I've heard this for life insurance is essentially along the lines of, hey, you know what, Chad, we've taken care of you, we've protected you in the event that you were to die sooner than expected or prematurely. But what do you have that protects you in the event that you live longer than expected?
You've actually learned that many times about the possibility of dying early.
Oh my gosh.
You mess with me at the wrong time. You're just like, oh, really? Really?
But that's
who do you think's carrying right now?
Oh, I can tell you who's carrying.
And who's going to definitely draw faster? Yeah. I don't know. My arm's kind of blocked right here. I might be in trouble.
I told you about my trip to my buddy's boxing gym, didn't I?
Yeah, no. He says his hands are faster than who?
Oh, it's a joke. I always tease everybody that my hands are faster than Floyd Mayweather, which of course they are absolutely not. One of the fastest guys ever. But anyways, that's beside the point.
Okay, go ahead.
On the draw, I'm like Bob Munden. If you don't know who Bob Munden is, you can go look him up.
Okay, where are we at now?
Okay, we're talking about creatively opening the door for that conversation. So if you're going through the fact finder, the odds are very good that you've asked them the questions, you've gotten the information, but after you've done that,
actually the odds are not very good because a lot of people don't go through the fact finder.
But think about when you go through the fact finder.
When you go through, yes. If you go through it, yes.
But that's on the front end of your appointments.
It is.
So you're talking, like even on the annuity side, you go through the fact finder and then you're going back and you're talking about annuities. So if you were going to cross-sell, say, life insurance on an annuity
I would still go through the fact finder in the beginning.
Well,
why do you need to know all this information? Well, if I don't know how much you have in retirement, I don't know how much you have in emergency funds and savings, how can I possibly pick some sort of Medicare plan that might help you more depending on how much you have in reserves?
Right.
I mean, I have a very high deductible on my life or on my health insurance. Why? Deductible on life insurance, that wouldn't be good. Yeah. You died. You owe me $50 grand for a deductible. The policy only worth $65. Well, but I have a very high deductible on my health insurance because I know I can cover easily if something major comes up, but it's the thing that costs $1 million,
Right.
where you're like, hey, I don't want that happening.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Okay, so you're going through it on the front end of the appointment. So there's going to be time that has lapsed since you've gathered the information about what you might be cross-selling to the point that you actually open that door. So you've got to have a creative way of opening that conversation. Again, for life insurance, we went over that. What would you say for Medicare?
It'd be the same. I just said it.
Oh.
I literally just said
I've been accused of listening to response, so sometimes I get
you
it
hear
wrong.
me, you're not listening. That's the difference. You can hear me and not listen. That's
All right, say it one more time for those of us in the back.
My daughter's in the other room going, preach it, you know. No, because you're wanting to find out what the best plan is, because the reality is, how much do you have in reserves? How much do you have in qualified funds? Because that will help us determine which Medicare program you need. If you have a big amount that's set aside to cover the donut hole, as they say, you know, that's maybe helpful. But once again, I'm not an expert in that area, but I can tell you that's an easy way to get information out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I'll tell you this.
I mean, long-term care, you could say the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, can you afford a year's worth of long-term care? Well, if you can only afford a year, then you probably need a better policy.
It's true.
So, yeah.
Okay, well, go to theannuitysalescoach.com and download the free document. We've got a document in there that talks about the 3 ways you can open the door into Medicare cross-selling life insurance.
We don't give our fact finder away for free, though. Okay,
I was fact finder's in the academy.
I was just checking.
But there are creative ways you can open the door. Kind of, I wouldn't even call it necessarily a script, but it is a way. Like it kind of shows you ways that you can structure those openings.
Yeah.
So definitely go check that document out.
And I do want to bounce this out real quick, because I've had someone just recently go, well, why aren't your documents free? Well, why do you have to go to the grocery store and pay for things that you use? Because it takes a lot of time to get that food from here to there. It's a lot of energy and effort.
Sure.
I have an entire team that's helped me build this system. And the people that are paying, it would be really rude to say, you know what, we're giving all this stuff away for free, but you're paying us. And honestly, when it comes down to it, the people that pay for it are the ones that are generally going to use it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's generally how that works.
Skin in the game.
Absolutely, but if you knew how much time, energy, and effort it takes to do these, I mean, I could be out writing annuities right now.
Yeah, it's true.
But I want to take time to help. And if you see that what it costs to be a part of our platform, you know, I have not taken a dime from that in 4.5, almost 5 years. I have not taken a dime from that. I do that because I want to help train agents.
There you go.
But I do pay a team to do it. So,
you do?
Yep.
I want to tell you too, you got to give them a reason to want to be in a next appointment. Okay? Give them a reason to actually have another appointment with you about whatever line of business you're cross-selling, and then book the appointment right there.
Yep.
This is huge. Don't wait until you get back to the... It's huge.
Huge.
Don't wait until...
It's huge, not
It's
huge. Huge.
Don't wait until you get back to the office. Listen, if you got to go get back to the office to check your calendar, get a calendar app on your phone.
Oh man, you guys got me for a long time on Google. I think I've only been on that for 2 years, because I used to have the appointment book where I'd write it down, and it's probably been over 2 years now. But I'm finally on Google Calendar, and it's awesome. Yeah. I love it. Boy, I went screaming and kicking on that one though.
It's a beautiful...
I've always done it this way. It's the way I'm always going to do it.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's funny you started writing more business when you started using Google Calendar.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, there's a correlation there.
I was the same.
You've also started writing more business since you brought me in. There's correlation. Correlation isn't causation. I know, I'm kidding.
Okay.
But, so book the appointment in the current appointment. And then here's a huge one. Be an expert.
Huge. Good job.
It's a huge one. Be an expert in whatever line of business you're cross-selling.
Yes.
If you're going in and you're helping them with Medicare, amazing. Be an expert in Medicare. Maybe you are an expert in Medicare.
This is why I don't run Medicare appointments. This is why I'm an expert, because I'm not an expert at that.
But if Medicare were to come up, you're not going to try to be an expert or pretend like you're an expert.
I'll tell them.
Same goes if you are a Medicare expert, you're going to cross-sell annuities. Be an annuity expert. Be an expert in the line of business you're cross-selling.
I know so much about taxes, and I feel very comfortable, but I will tell people right off the bat, I am not an expert in taxes, and nor will I give advice on that. No. You know, technically I know a lot about wills and trust. I will not advise on that. That's what a lawyer does.
Right.
You know, so you've got to be an expert in what you're in. Plus, when you're an expert in what you're talking about, Then when you refer someone and you name them as an expert, then they're like, well, if Chad's such an expert in this area, they're going to be an expert coming in.
Yeah. I'll tell you, Medicare season can be huge for guys and ladies that are also annuity people.
Absolutely.
I mean, think you're literally dealing with your target market right there. I mean, you go and you run life insurance, you may get somebody 30s, 40s, I mean, people that aren't necessarily.
But you can still do annuities, but they just
it's
generally
fewer and further between.
Well, the younger people don't usually know what delayed gratification is as a general statement.
Sure.
And that you can't touch it till 59 and a half, and
Right.
that gets a little tough.
Yeah. But if you're going to run Medicare, you might as well use a hybrid
Yep.
fact finder. You might as well be privy to the annuity side. If that's something you want to get better at or improve in and have a process, then we want to help you do that.
Absolutely.
So
So I hope this helps you guys. You have a great day. And of course, as always, happy selling.